Tom Aspinall just broke his 5-week silence and gave us a long-awaited report on his injury, as well as talked about when he will be returning to the UFC. And in this video, we're going to play parts of that video and break them down, where he talks about his injury diagnosis from the doctors, as well as his relationship with the UFC right now, and when or if he will be returning to the UFC to fight Ciryl Gane. And there is a lot of news to unpack here, so sit back, crack open a Sunday beverage, grab a snack, and let's get right into this video. So the first thing we get is his injury report, and I have it on my screen here, and I will pop it up on my screen for you guys. But the main things to read here is there is soft tissue trauma, impaired binocular coordination and restricted ocular motility. He got Brown syndrome, persistent diplopia, reduced best corrected visual activity post-trauma, marked peripheral visual field impairment, minimally displaced fracture of right medial orbital wall. And that is all of the official doctor's notes, and he even included this in the video where he said he may need to get surgery for this injury.
What's next?
What's next for me right now is there's talk of surgery on the eyes. We've got to see how it goes over the next few weeks. Obviously that's down to the specialists and stuff, but I'm not in the gym training at the moment. I'm not doing anything MMA wise at the moment. I'm just following the doctor's orders right now and seeing what happens with the health.
Now, as if all of that did not sound bad enough, when asked about what he's been up to lately, he gave us the update on his training that he has not trained once since UFC 321, and the doctors will not even allow him to train still.
When do you think you can start training again?
Look, it's not up to me. It's up to the doctors. At the minute, I ain't allowed to do nothing, so I'm just following advice at the moment.
And then when asked about what his next steps are going forward, he said this.
Obviously, you've just said there you're not sure on what to expect, but when do you think you can start training again?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm obviously very keen to get back and beat this guy up, but I've got to be 100% right, so whenever the eye's good to go, that's when I'll do it.
That is right, you heard it. He said that he does not know when he will be able to train again, but he knows that he cannot train right now and that he is just going to follow the doctor's orders. We get no further update on a time period from that. And then Tom Aspinall was asked about his relationship with the UFC after all he's done for them between short notice fights, backup fighter for Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and being patient through the whole Jon Jones saga. And this is what Tom Aspinall had to say to that.
How do you sort of see this going forward for yourself with the UFC?
I think right now we just got to focus on the health, innit? We just got to get everything back to normal, follow the doctor's orders, and that's all I can control right now. So we'll cross that bridge when I'm feeling better and everything's right.
Now those are the most important pieces from this video, and now we have a breakdown for every piece. And as always, if you guys like multiple high quality UFC videos every single week and want to join the up and coming channel, now would be a great time to hit subscribe, because next year when we blow up, you get to look back and be a day one community member. So this is the best time to subscribe. We are almost at 1,400 subscribers. We need like 5 more subscribers at the time of uploading this video, so we're about to smash that goal. Thank you all for the recent support. And now to give my breakdown to those clips of the video. This is a very important part, so do not leave the video yet. We'll zoom right through this though for you. The first thing we'll talk about is Tom Aspinall's UFC return. So of course you guys saw the video clip. He was asked about when he will return, and he did not give an answer. All he said that is he has not trained once since UFC 321 and is still not medically cleared by doctors to be able to train. So what can we infer from that? Almost nothing. It's very, very bad interview. This was posted to his channel, so he directed all the questions and answers, which is going to be very limited at best. So what needs to happen, I think, is Tom Aspinall needs to come on this YouTube channel so we can give him a proper interview and get to the bottom of this and see when he really can return. Is it looking like this spring, this summer? Is it next year? Is it never? Is he leaving the UFC? Because we aren't given much here, and anything we are given makes it more questionable than we had beforehand. And if Tom Aspinall does not come back soon, are we getting an interim champ like we have in the lightweight division? As you guys know, UFC 324, where we wanted to see Aspinall fight Gane. Instead, we have Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje for the interim title. I have a lot of thoughts, a prediction, and a breakdown for that fight all coming next week, so make sure you guys subscribe to see that, because that is a very big event and very big news. It's the first card of the Paramount era. But will we get an interim champ here if Tom Aspinall is out indefinitely? Because Ilia Topuria said he'd only be out for the first quarter, and we're already getting an interim champ. But with Tom Aspinall, who knows when he'll be back? Are we going to get an interim champ? Who would it be? My initial thought is that it would be Ciryl Gane versus I don't know who. Do you do the rematch with him and Volkov, who does deserve another shot, and that first fight was razor close? Or is Jon Jones coming back in the mix? Are we putting this on the White House like he wants to fight on? Is Pereira coming up to heavyweight? Pereira said he wants to come up to heavyweight. Is now the time to do it? Become interim champ, a 3-time champ over 3 different divisions in the UFC, and then fight Aspinall for the undisputed belt? Does Aspinall even come back? Because that's the next part of this video. Maybe Aspinall doesn't come back, Pereira beats Ciryl Gane, becomes the 3-division undisputed champ, makes history, and retires, and goes down as the UFC GOAT. This is a possible career arc for Alex Pereira now that this news has come out today. But yes, that is fair. Tom Aspinall may never come back because we don't know the extent of this injury, and more so, we don't know his relationship with the UFC. You know, this wouldn't have been the biggest worry, but Tom Aspinall was asked in his own interview where he directed the questions about this, and he left the answer very open-ended. He said that they will talk about it and cross that bridge when he gets there. But Tom Aspinall is not happy about this situation because he's been there for the short notice fights, like super short notice fights. He was very patient as the interim champ through this whole Jon Jones ordeal for 15 months in Tom Aspinall's prime, where Tom Aspinall could not fight in his prime against all these heavyweight contenders and had to stall out his career for a guy who never planned on coming back in the first place. And for all of that, and then for Dana to make it seem like Tom Aspinall just quit on the situation, and Tom Aspinall's dad on top of that has said that he wants Tom Aspinall to leave the UFC for boxing because it's a better payday. It makes it all very scary now when Tom Aspinall says something like, "We'll cross that bridge when we get there." It makes it seem like his UFC future is not certain at this time, which is not good because this guy has still the potential to be a heavyweight superstar. I know the first round of that Gane fight was looking scary, but it was 4 minutes. It was way too early to tell. He included parts in this video where he talked about how he knew he had to take some punches in order to give some punches. He talked about how his nose has been broken like 3 times in his MMA career, so that if you even look at it wrong, it's going to start bleeding. And you know, Tom's going to come to his own defense in that case. It did look like Ciryl Gane was winning that round, but it wasn't by that much, and it was only 1 round. So there's still so much more potential for him to have. And for him to leave in the middle of his prime as champion would be devastating to the UFC. The heavyweight division would be dead, especially if Pereira does not come up. But that is all I have on this video. You guys let me know down below, what do you think? Is this all being milked out? Is it a legit injury? When will Tom Aspinall be back? Should we see an interim champ? But with that being said, I'll see you guys later this week in the next video. Deuces.